And we're live, folks. Welcome back. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Coming at you with a grand slam topic-filled show this Tuesday evening. If you're watching SmackDown, well, that's all right. You can catch this later. But we are going live now nonetheless. Joining me this evening for this show, Mr. CM Stylez of Destroying Kayfabe. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. It's been a great week for, over time, and can't wait to talk about the multi-subjects that you have for us tonight.
Yeah, I don't do this a lot. I usually just pick little single topics that I think are worth talking about, and, a little bit of this, a little bit of that is coming out this evening. It was kind of a loaded day on the front of news. Topics for this evening. We're gonna start out by just getting your opinion on the whole CM Punk thing. I know I discussed that earlier in a video, so I don't want to drag that on forever. But I want to talk about it a little bit with you. The Bumblebee trailer dropped today. We're going to be talking about that a little bit. A John Cena movie, possibly his biggest role ever. News also broke recently that Fozzy is going to be playing live at NXT this next week for the Chicago takeover before Money in the Bank. And last but certainly not least, we're going to have a discussion on who is the hottest free agent in professional wrestling right now. I've got a select list of people, and we'll discuss each one a little bit. And it's not like we're going to pick any one this evening. I just think they're all significant in the discussion, and I'm going to leave it up to you guys watching. I want to get your thoughts on this too while we're talking about this. Who do you think is the hottest free agent in professional wrestling right now? Because the world of professional wrestling is changing by the day, folks. And we saw that even more today within the last 24 to 48 hours than anything. So let's start off with the CM Punk topic. Just do a little pretend bullets on the screen here. Ding, next topic. Ding, next topic. Stylez, Punk is a free man today. He won his case along with Colt Cabana. Everybody is rejoicing in Chicago. They're burning the city down. No, I'm kidding. What are your thoughts on this great news that came out earlier this afternoon?
All I can say is good for him. This was a long time coming. Dr. Aman really dropped the ball, having to admit that he violated many HIPAA laws, which pretty much ended the case. But the case wasn't over yet because there were still testimonials and argumentation that had to be mentioned. But this case itself, it's spoken many words, and I gotta say, this could have been handled a whole lot better if Aman would have just listened to CM Punk on his health. But it was completely ignored. It was shared to many people outside the WWE, and I gotta say, this is gonna hurt, Dr. Aman's, reputation. How many other superstars are going to come out and backlash against this whole scenario, because the WWE, yeah, it might be one of the greatest places to work at, but it's also one of the craziest. I can't put anything else, any other thought into it other than the fact that I am just very happy for Phil Brooks.
Yeah, this has been a long time coming, dude. I mean, we've been waiting for this for what, 4 years? Well, 4 years since he left. I'm not sure when the whole thing went, started, the
immediately
when they started going to planning on going to court or whatever, and I'm sure they wanted to do this out of court, but there's no way that CM Punk was going to be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll just throw money back at the company who treated me like crap, and or the doctor, because this trial was heavily fueled by the WWE. So yeah, I can't even begin to imagine what Chris Amon is feeling like, although from the articles and stuff I've read, pretty blown away by this. I don't know if he thought he really had a chance or what, but man, yeah.
Yeah, he's Amon screwed Amon.
He did. I mean, that's the perfect way to put it, because he did screw himself. And it's apropos that this ended today, because he's got the rest of the week to prepare physically, mentally. I mean, he said, and if you didn't catch it, Nick Hausman of WrestleZone has been in Chi-Town. I don't know if that's where he is always, but nonetheless, he was there at the courthouse, and he interviewed Colt and CM Punk coming out of the courtroom, which I thought was like really cool. And he's not my favorite news guy, but I will give props to him for getting that first interview on them, and them coming out and just happy, and they looked exhausted and just relieved, and now Punk's got a fight on Saturday?
Yeah.
Are you stoked for that, dude?
I'm gonna miss it, but I really hope he wins. I just got other things going on in my life that.
I hear you.
But you know what? If I end up catching that fight, I guess it's going to be the main event, and hopefully he does pick up a victory. If not, we will see you at All In.
Well, that's funny, because at the very end of the interview, which I don't know why he asked him this, but I suppose in a sense he has to. He has every right to. Nick Hausman asked CM Punk if he was all in. CM Punk replied, I am not. Now, even if he was, he's not going to tell him then. It's going to be a surprise if and when he shows up in Chi-Town on September 1st. And that's all we got to say about that. I've talked about that enough in the past. So
yeah, when someone says they're not going to be there, 99.9% chance they are going to be there.
Yeah. So I mean, I give Nick all the credit in the world for asking him that, but either way, whether he truly is or not, he's not going to reveal right as he came out of it. I mean, that's just the wrong time to do it. So, so congrats to CM Punk and Colt Cabana in their solid victory. Justice truly has been served. Now, next topic, the Bumblebee trailer dropped today. It's considered a teaser trailer. It's coming out this Christmas. Now, even though it has been widely spoken about, reported that oh my god, I almost said CM Punk, that John Cena is part of the movie, and what seems to be a heavier role was not featured in this trailer any more than about a half a second, which was interesting. But it's based in the 80s, which is when the Transformers came out, which makes me like really want to see it, because that brings back a part of my childhood. In fact, I was going to grab the one Transformer I have that looks like Bumblebee here, and I don't have it, but that's okay. And in fact, it's not even a real Transformer. It's like another brand, but it's a yellow beetle. That's the greatest part of it. It's like, and it's freaking old. It's like from like '83. So, your thoughts on the trailer and the movie coming out at on Christmas, Stylez?
Well, I love Christmas movies because they always bring out the best in me. I can't wait to see this movie out. I'm a huge Transformers fan. Although the last two movies weren't that great, but this Bumblebee standalone film should be pretty interesting. What can I say about it? Very retro-like. Just the look of Bumblebee being a Beetle and not a Camaro. That was pretty cool.
Do you think this is gonna? Do you think this is gonna save the franchise and put a little life back into it? Because the last two were kind of.
I hope so. I really do. Because what was that? Age of Extinction and The Last Night really bombed, and I felt bad for Mark Wahlberg because he was in the movie. Now we're getting John Cena, his alternate twin. So both from Massachusetts. But yeah, I can't wait to see this. This should be very interesting. I really don't know what else to say about it. There's a whole lot to the trailer. And like I said earlier, my YouTube crashed and I couldn't watch the rest of the trailer, so I'm going to have to watch it over again tonight. But from what I saw, it looked very promising.
Yeah, I mean, it's how do I say it? It definitely has a different feel from the last two movies, where the last two movies are so dark. Especially the last one, where it's like, oh my God, the Earth is literally going to be destroyed. This one is a lot more condensed as far as plot. It's about I'd like to assume that there's going to be some other Autobots and or Transformers involved. We did get a split-second shot of Starscream, which the quick, that we saw him, that even looks classic from the 80s, except, CGI wise, which I thought looked incredible. And like I said, we only see Cena for like a hot second, and it looks like he's part of the military. And I'm guessing that's going after Bumblebee or trying to capture him. Stylez, is this finally the heel turn?
Don't push it, J-Bone. Don't push it.
I can't even say it with a straight face.
Yes, I think this is the heel turn we've been looking for, but the IWC is still going to bitch about it anyway.
I don't want to overthink this, but like I was saying before we went live, little kids love John Cena. Is this, little kids like, oh, John Cena's in the movie, and they're going to be expecting the shorts wearing, neon t-shirt, baseball cap, let's go to work, and they're going to get a guy in the military. I mean, he looks badass. That little snippet we saw of him, he looks badass. His hair's dark. He looks rough. He just finished the whatever last minute shooting of the movie they had to do. So they wanted to throw something in the teaser trailer. I'm really wondering how much of a bad guy he is in the movie, but if he's part of the military that's going after Bumblebee, you know what? Let's go. Let's go to good old IMDb.com. Oh. And here right there is the trailer. And we're not going to play the trailer. But let's look and see here what it says real quick. On the run in the year 1987, Bumblebee finds refugee in a junkyard in a small California beach town, Charlie, on the cusp of turning 18 and trying to find her place in the world. Okay, that's the girl.
Yeah.
Discovers Bumblebee battle-scarred and broken. Oh. Does that mean she ran into Matt Hardy? Oh, bad joke. Sorry. All right. See full cast and crew. Let's see here. Oh, here's a little. Okay, I maybe shouldn't say this, but it's in here. It says voice Martin Short. I'm not sure what voice that is, if that's going to be Bumblebee, but it looks like, because I don't think Bumblebee has a voice in here. But okay, let's just go through a couple of these. Cena plays, where is he on here? Agent Burns, okay. So he is one of the top military guys going after him. Optimus Prime, is in the movie, voiced by Peter Cullen. Now, to what extent, we don't know. Barricade is also in there. A lot of faces are listed here. Not a lot of who they're playing is listed here. So,
a lot of faces, but not enough heels.
Yeah. but they're all bad guys. So a lot of secondary people listed here, but not a lot of the main ones. I think that's on purpose, and that'll be revealed more as we get closer to Christmas. So,
yeah.
So overall, yeah, very excited about Bumblebee. Very excited. This is going to be John Cena's biggest role. It's going to be very interesting to see how, and not to sound stupid, but it's going to be very interesting to see how WWE childhood fans react to this movie. Is this going to hurt them? Are they going to flock to it? Are they going to love it? Are they going to hate him because he's a bad guy in the movie? Or maybe it's a case where he's a bad guy turns good guy in the movie. Like he decides to help him in the end. I have no clue what's going to happen here. So,
yeah, I'm waiting for a big swerve.
All right. Awesome. So yeah, we can't wait for that to get a little more info on that. Smash This Podcast will be following that very closely. Next, and these two next items are going to kind of segue into each other. Fozzy was just reported recently as playing live next week at Takeover Chi-Town for NXT just before Money in the Bank. I also quickly want to give an honorable mention to Hailstorm for getting the other theme song for this Takeover Chi-Town event. Incredible new song, Uncomfortable. And if you're a guy like me and or Styles, this song did make you uncomfortable. It's like Styles didn't even make it all the way through the song. He had to turn it off. He became very uncomfortable.
Yes. I'm still soaking wet. But yeah. Time to get comfortable again.
It's a great song. I mean, Hailstorm did. Lizzie Hale gives me freaking goosebumps. I'm a huge fan of hers and the band. and hearing this new song just blistering on the radio, on YouTube, or wherever you're hearing it, especially next weekend, live in the NXT Chicago Takeover event. Oh, man. And, well, she just played something at, what was it? She was a part of something else in the WWE recently, wasn't she?
I think so.
She played, I can't remember. Nita Strauss played Nakamura's theme at Mania, and Lizzie Hale played something surrounding Mania weekend with someone. I can't remember who. I can't for the life of me remember who. But anyways, props to Hailstorm for getting that. But Ozzy, dear God, Fozzy is playing live at TakeOver, dude. How cool is that?
Dude, I am a huge fan of Fozzy. I have been for the last 2 years now. And it's like their music is just tremendous. And Jericho is always on point with his lyrics. There's not many songs that you hear that have some type of meaning to it or try to explain words that no one can or can't understand. But to hear them play Painless live, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm sure they're going to have a second song to go with that because this is Jericho we're talking about, and he's going to get as much TV time as possible. Maybe he'll give someone a code breaker while we're at it.
That would be pretty sweet. Like Adam Cole comes out and tries to be cool, headbang, whatever with Jericho. Jericho turns around, boom, code breaker right off the stage. That'd be hilarious.
I'd mark out.
Oh, I don't care who he would do it to. I think that'd be awesome. Think about the only person he would not be able to do that to, in all honesty, as far as current NXT TV personnel, would be Lars Sullivan. That would be a failed attempt, I think. So, yeah, we're definitely looking forward to that. So, obviously, still tight with WWE, getting that opportunity for him and his band Fozzy. But now this is going to quickly segue into the biggest topic of the show this evening. Who is the hottest free agent in professional wrestling right now? And yes, Jericho's on the list. I'm just going to quick run through the names, and we'll talk a little bit about each one and just get our opinions on them. And this isn't, like I said, this isn't one where we're going to pick a winner and say this guy is the hottest free agent. It's all a matter of opinion. It's just, I figured this, because there's so much going on right now, this is a big topic worth talking about going into the summer. So like I said, we mentioned Chris Jericho. Going to talk about Rey Mysterio. We're going to talk about the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Jr., and Phoenix. And last but certainly not least, Austin Aries. Who do you want to talk about first?
Ooh, let's talk about Aries because, he is one of the hottest free agents out there. Now, I know he is working with Impact, or was. As much as I like seeing him work for that company, he deserves much better.
Well, he had much better, and they didn't know what to do with him, so they let him go.
I'd rather see him in New Japan.
The way this year is going, I honestly would not be surprised if we saw that eventually. What's close in that realm is this week. I believe it's this week on Ring of Honor television. I mean, the event already happened, so it was like, pre-taped. But this week on Ring of Honor television, he brings his stack of belts into Ring of Honor. Excuse me. Into Ring of Honor and goes for oh damn, I can't think of his name. And he's from Milwaukee. This is embarrassing. Two guys from Milwaukee, and I can't remember one of them. The holder of the TV title right now.
I don't know.
Oh, damn.
I haven't watched a whole lot of wrestling lately because, for those who don't know, I am moving out of state, going to a new location, and wrestling and anything else has been obsolete to me for the last couple weeks, months. So, yeah.
It's okay, man. Once you get settled and get everything, back in shape, we'll get you back
I'll be back in wrestling mode. You know it.
But hey, if you guys know who I'm talking about, the TV title holder right now in Ring of Honor, drop it in the comments. We're keeping an eye on the chat tonight. It's not coming to me. And I'm kicking myself because he is one of the best out there.
Not Silas Young, not Dalton Castle.
Silas, yes.
Silas Young.
Silas, no, is that his name? No.
Silas Young, yeah.
It is? Okay, yes, yeah, that's him.
The last real man in professional wrestling?
Yes, thank you, Silas.
There you go.
Not Cyrus the Virus. He's running Impact. Thank you. Silas Young versus Austin Aries is supposed to be on Ring of Honor television this week. And Austin Aries also being on Impact Wrestling. He's the belt collector. He's got titles from all over the world. About the only other big place that he has not collected a belt from yet, as far as people that are like really out there and getting a lot of views, in my opinion, would be like House of Hardcore. Tommy Dreamer said recently, within the last couple months, that he wanted to feature Austin Aries in that, and he basically couldn't afford to keep him around long enough. So unfortunately, we're not going to see Austin Aries as champion House of Hardcore anytime soon. But he does do shows, and he did a few of them in a row recently. So yeah, that is certainly a contender for someone who, in my opinion, is one of the hottest free agents in professional wrestling right now, the belt collector Austin Aries. And he also regained the Impact Wrestling championship, this last week. Let's see. Yeah, let's talk about we'll jump backwards for a second. Let's talk about Chris Jericho.
Oh God, yeah.
This is a guy who this year, and this is not the only person on this list that we could say is doing this, but this is a guy who has wrestled for WWE, who is this next, in less than a week, this next weekend is wrestling at Dominion, I believe. He's wrestling Naito. He now officially announced today that he is working with Impact Wrestling as far as getting Impact Wrestling on his Chris Jericho cruise that's coming up later this late summer, early fall time, whenever it's happening, October, I believe. So, and I can guarantee you, well, I shouldn't say that, but you should never assume anything in the world of professional wrestling, folks. I have, and I've lost severely, but I can almost guarantee you that somewhere down the road in the near future, you are going to see Chris Jericho at an Impact Wrestling event. Your thoughts on Chris Jericho?
I think he is the hottest free agent out there. You know, making his move with New Japan, going against Naito, and then, of course, the Impact rumor, which is now confirmed. Him and Sami Callihan have some business to settle. For those who don't know who his opponent's going to be, I don't know what else to say about him, but for the fact that, you know, you're one of the greatest, you're the GOAT, the biggest GOAT I've ever seen in my life. You know, for his age, he still has it. And I can't wait to see him tear the roof off every place that he goes
to. Oh, yeah. I mean, and it's all a matter of opinion as far as like match of the year nominees out there. But there were plenty of people when he fought Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom in, was that January? Plenty of people that said that his match with Kenny Omega was match of the year. It was absolutely tremendous. I can say that much, you know, and there's no right or wrong to it. There's people, and that's the funny thing about pro wrestling fans. They're so passionate. They'll argue till they're blue in the face about who had the best match of the year. I think, honestly, folks, it's a lot easier if you break it down month by month and look at, you know, who had the greatest match of the month instead of match of the year, because, man, that's just too damn hard to figure out. But let's talk about someone next who is also wrestling several different places in the very near future. Someone who is also wrestling at Dominion this next weekend, who just got booked. He's just wrestled for AAA a matter of days ago. He's part owner of Aero Lucha, and he also was in the greatest Royal Rumble for WWE within the last, couple months, whenever that was. Rey Mysterio. This guy is in, you know, minus the umpteenth million surgeries. He's on a part-time schedule. He's picking and choosing where he wants to go, whether it's some little company down in Mexico to help, you know, draw fans down there, or to be on a huge stage like New Japan Dominion. I don't know if he's going to be part of AAA in the coming months. I'm guessing he will be. That's a guess. I would not be surprised if he's going to be part of Triple Mania. They're in the process of booking that right now. In fact, we'll get to the big announcement that came out today in just a little bit. There's also people out there who want to see a new version of the LWO in the WWE with the likes of Almas, Kalisto, Grand Metalik, amongst a few of them. Would you like to see that, Styles? What do you think about a new LWO somewhere down the line in the WWE?
After seeing pictures in the last few days where Rey Mysterio was backstage with the rest of the luchas like Almas and Kalisto and Sin Cara, I would love to see an LWO faction. As long as you make them heel, it will work. And Rey can be the mouthpiece You know, he works a very limited schedule because of, like you said, multiple surgeries. Um, you know, he's a big draw still. I don't care what the fans say about him. He's one of the best out there. He's the guy that he and Eddie Guerrero both invented the cruiserweight division. They elevated it to where it needs to be, and a new breed of talent go out there and do what he did as, you know, a strong faction. I think that would be great. Hopefully, if they do bring the LWO back, I do hope that, you know, Vince or Triple H or whoever's in charge of this whole thing does it right, does it strong. If not, it's going to be another Nexus, just like the Core, you know, just like 3MB and everything in between. Um, but yeah, great. Come back to the WWE, man. You don't have to work. You can just go out there and be a mouthpiece, and it'd be great to see heel Rey Mysterio for once.
Yeah, that would be interesting because we haven't. What was the last time he was considered like a heel?
Yeah,
Would have been like
WCW. It was WCW.
Yeah, WCW, or like the Filthy Animals. Running with Conan and Billy Kidman. I can't think of who else was a part of that.
Bro.
Oh my God. Was he really?
Actually, no, I don't. I think that was a different faction, because he was with Huge Erection, or Hugh Morris, as we know him.
Oh man, that makes me want to watch some old classic WCW. I love WCW. I know it was a hot mess at the end, but man, they really had some incredible
talent. You of TNA.
What's that?
It definitely reminds you. It reminds you of TNA, the way that it ran.
Oh yeah, I mean, for a while in TNA, that was a hot mess too, and they are certainly working themselves out of that dark cloud. Hey, Agent 0012 is in the chat. Good evening, Mr. Agent. I could have sworn the Mexicools were in the LWO.
Juventud was. Psychosis, I believe, was. But Super Crazy, I don't think he was in WCW. He was ECW and then straight to WWE.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, a lot of that is really fuzzy.
Invasion.
Yeah, this is true. So yeah, Rey Mysterio is all over the place. He's picking his schedule. I wish he was part of season 4 Lucha Underground. It's going to be interesting when that comes back next week to see if they actually show how he's written off the show. Because the last time we saw him, he was in the temple locked up next to Matanza. So, are they just going to, new chapter? I don't know. We'll find out next week, I'm sure. So we'll have to see. But speaking of Lucha Underground, the next two will kind of combine the next two. As far as free agents and guys who are literally everywhere right now. And I especially wanted to save these two for the end just because Lucha Underground is coming back next week, and I could not be more excited. I could feel the buzz growing. There's a lot of chatter on social media, and the trailer was hot. I reviewed it. If you have not seen the trailer, go check it out. The review is on my channel. Go check that out as well. We're talking about Pentagon Jr. and his brother, Phoenix. This week, just a couple days ago at for what was it called? Verona. I was an event in AAA. Phoenix showed back up and went face to face with Conan at the end of the event. He also, just days apart from this, announced that he was going to be appearing at another big Mexican event down south of the border for CMLL. And if that isn't hot enough for you, he has also been on Impact Wrestling recently, which I heard he is also part of the tapings that just happened. I haven't heard that confirmed, but I'm pretty sure I heard he was. He is also on MLW, along with Lucha Underground. Now, you could say the same, with the exception of CMLL. His brother, Pentagon Jr., is everywhere as well. It's amazing how much the popularity of these two guys have grown over the last couple of years because of Lucha Underground. It slowly grew from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast, from California to New York, throughout the Midwest, through out of Chi-Town. AAW is a big Midwest indie that's growing by the day. MLW's got a new TV contract, and if you haven't seen MLW, please go check it out. A lot of hot faces on there. Jack Swagger, the Swerve, Shane Strickland, the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon, and Phoenix, along so many others. Your thoughts on the Lucha Brothers, Stylez?
Dude, they are off the wall. I don't follow Lucha like I used to, but when you hear names like Phoenix and Pentagon, it's just like, holy shit, these guys are monsters in the ring. Seeing them in Impact, what was that, at WrestleCon? I was amazed at their performance.
That three-way was killer.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be a fatal four-way, but thanks for nothing, Alberto.
No, it was originally supposed to be Aries versus just Aries versus Alberto El Patron.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And then they changed it to a triple threat.
Yeah, because he no-showed, and they're like, well, hell, Pentagon and Phoenix are hot items. Let's just put them in the main event with Aries, which is one of the best things that Impact Wrestling has done, probably the best thing they've done in the last couple of years in the process of like rebuilding their status in the world of professional wrestling. Props to them for that. That was huge.
But yeah, these guys are hot commodities in the world of professional wrestling, in the world of Lucha Underground, the world of Lucha Wrestling, period. I would love to see them in other companies, even in WWE. They would make a great asset to the LWO. But
someday. As
long as the RW actually happens. But I think these are two outstanding talents. Can't wait to see more of them when I get TV back and I can watch All Ray and I can watch Impact, and even I could probably catch them on Twitch with CMLL and AAA.
Yeah, that's another thing that's growing by the month is the world of professional wrestling on Twitch. The indies are blowing up. You got, I believe it's Wrestle Circus is on there. AAA has their own.
AAA.
Impact has their own thing on there. Okay. House of Hardcore. FSW out of Las Vegas. What's that?
CML was on there as well. I thought CML was on there as well. I could be wrong.
They could be. I know they I think they put their stuff on YouTube too.
Yeah. Once I get myself sorted out, I'm gonna get back into full wrestling mode, and I can talk about it. I can talk about it during kayfabe, to show that it used to be relevant.
We'll get that back up and running, dude. We will. I promise you. You've been. I'm glad you're on with me tonight to talk with me about this. And I'm not gonna sit here and break down every little detail of your personal life. That's your business. But I was gonna say you've been through a lot lately. You've got some big things coming up. You've got a big move coming. So I pray that all goes smooth for you. And when you are able to get things back up and running, I'll do whatever I can to help get the word of destroying kayfabe back out there, dude.
Oh yeah, and I can't wait to associate myself with your folks like Rant with Ant. I'd love to be a part of his crew and even wrestling with wrestling.
Oh hell yeah, man! I mean that's two families that are growing, folks. If you have not checked out rantwithant.com, they are formerly part of the New Age Insiders family. I mean, we're all still family, but they broke away. They're separate now. They're building their own little empire, and they invited me to be part of it, back with the family for my Impact Wrestling reviews. So by all means, go to rantwithant.com. Look for those on there, along with tons of other up-and-coming podcasts with Rant with Ant. Also, go to wrestlingwithwrestling.com. That's Andre Corbeil's world over there. He's building with over 40 contributors in the world of professional wrestling, international stuff. The other day I saw something on there from Germany talking about professional wrestling. Absolutely incredible international site there. Proud to be a part of that too. I do my Lucha Underground and House of Hardcore content on there as well. So, any other thoughts you would like to throw in here, Stylez, before we wrap this up about the world of crazy independent wrestling that's going on right now?
The only thing I can say is look forward to all this stuff that's happening in the world of independent wrestling and out in the major leagues. Lots of good stuff happening. A lot of stale things as well, but we won't do that. We won't debate over it, and we definitely, like other people, will. But do look forward to what we have to talk about in the future, and I'm just looking forward to getting back into podcast mode with you guys.
You will, dude. You will. I promise you that. You'll be more than welcome. So yeah, for this guy, I am J-Bone of Smash This Podcast. Thank you for watching, and like I said, by all means, go check out rantwithant.com and wrestlingwithwrestling.com for all your professional wrestling podcast needs. Thanks, folks. I'm going to go check out now and go catch up on some SmackDown, if you will. Good night, folks. Have a good one. And by all means, leave in the comments, who do you think is the hottest free agent in professional wrestling right now? Good night.